Hi there, Tamara Dorris, your real estate coach, and today I am donning a shirt that says "Real estate is my hustle." Kind of cut it off and made it a little more of a summer shirt, but you get the idea. And the reason I'm saying this isn't because I sell them or anything like that, but if you're in real estate, you should be letting everybody know. I don't care if you have magnets on your car or a specialized license plate or you wear clothes, but wearing clothes, hats, that say you're in real estate, you will be amazed at the people that start conversations with you in line at the grocery store. So anyway, that was just a little side note. Today we're going to talk about make believe, and I'm going to approach this bad boy topic in two different directions, and we're going to come out right here. The first is the fact that you are currently living in make believe. Your life right now, my life, it's all stuff we made up in our head. The stories we told ourselves when we were younger about how the world is, that's going to be projected outward and reflected back to us, and we're going to call it life. Carl Jung said, a very well established saying of his is, we call, let's see, the unconscious makes itself conscious and we call it fate. Something like that. It's brilliant. The point being that whatever we think the world is like, that's what the world's going to be like. And I really, really want you to get this because it's mostly make believe. If you grew up in a family that said, that you were always in the way, you are going to have in your subconscious, unconscious thinking, a story, a make believe story that not only is jam-packed full of self-limiting beliefs that are holding you back, but you're going to have a make believe story that says you're always in the way. And what's going to happen? Every situation that you're going to come across in your life is going to confirm that exact message. Do you get that? So when you think, you're like, but Tamara, look, I've got this bill here. This is real. Or look, this person hit me in the fender at a stoplight. This is real. You cannot deny that. No, I'm not trying to deny that. I'm saying that those are exactly my whole point, that those are reflecting back to you the story that's in your mind that you're projecting outward. It's exact. There's absolutely no misunderstanding. And we know this through neuroscience. Now, I was all cocky before when I was talking about it for the last 15 years with quantum physics and a little bit of neuroscience. But we know now 100% that neuroscience backs us up on this. We experience what we expect to experience unconsciously. And that's a huge thing. So that's make believe in how you're living right now, unless you're like super aware, semi-enlightened, and I'm certainly not saying that I'm fully enlightened by any means, but I am saying that I had been living in a make-believe world for many, many years, decades, 4 decades, studying this stuff, working with it, really getting it, studying the science, and then it was like, oh, mind-blown moment because I get it now. Whatever we see unconsciously is going to manifest in our world. And so that gives us two opportunities, two options. And that is to consciously, that means in the brain that you're listening to me right now, if I haven't caused your eyes to glaze over and you to scroll past me, is to consciously, with this brain right here, right now, make believe the reality you want. So let's say right now, you wish you were sitting out by the pool in your $1 million house because this is about real estate, with a buyer's agent, a listing agent, a couple TCs, a marketing team, whatever, and you're making all this money. You can make believe that in your mind. And when you do that in an awake state, you affect your mood, which is your energy, which is your vibration, which goes out into the universe and attracts vibrations like it back to it. So there's that. The other thing is when you do it in the practice I call meta creation, and you do it in like a trance-like state, and you can call it hypnotic if you want, but I just call meta creation an alpha brain level. Like you can listen to the tones, you can listen to guided recording of some kind or another. But when you envision that make-believe scene in an altered state, so the first was conscious, that's like a beta brainwave, maybe an alpha, and the second we're talking much more relaxed, so trans-like, alpha, maybe like theta. When you do that, now you're not only instructing the universe, but you're also embedding and imprinting that into your subconscious mind. And what did I just say? the subconscious mind is running the show. So the good news about the subconscious mind running the show is we have just been blatantly blind to what it's doing because it's mostly unconscious. We're thinking like, oh my gosh, money doesn't grow on trees, the world's tough, and you can't really get ahead. That's make believe. And we're the ones that made it up, but we made it up when we were in a theta brainwave stage in our little infancy, probably maybe like between birth and 5 or 6 years old. So we don't remember making it up. That was how our brain had us survive. Like, oh, that's not safe to do that. Or, oh, you can't do that. That'll hurt you. So we told ourselves the story that we believe that money doesn't grow on trees or that work is really hard. And that make-believe story has been running our life because our brain is constantly scanning our environment for threats to validate the story that it's being told. Do you get this? This is like revolutionary, so important. So if right now the make-believe that your brain has been under the guidance of for your whole life is not real, it's made up. It's made up. But now I'm telling you, you can use your same prerogative powers of imagination to make believe a better scene, and it will affect both your conscious behavior, which is your energy and your actions and your attitude, as well as start to undo the stories that were made up before. Do you get that? We know beyond a shadow of a doubt through neuroscience and neuroplasticity that the brain is now malleable. That means they call it plastic. It's not like a fork you get at McDonald's plastic, but plastic in that it's shape, you can shape it. It's malleable. So if I've got neural pathways that are saying it's not a safe world, you can't do that, it's not safe, you're not good enough. And then I start intentionally programming that same subconscious mind with make-believe about what I want to think. It's an abundant world. I have plenty of business. Life is amazing. With repetition, this is a fact, you guys. With repetition, this neural pathway that says life is sucky is going to start to get grown over, just like a bike trail that no one goes on. The grass is going to grow over it. But this neural pathway, because I'm going to infuse it with emotion, and we know through neuroscience that neurons that fire together wire together, and this is done in 2 ways, through repetition and emotion. So you could sit here all day and dream about yourself sitting by your pool in your mansion, no emotion, and yeah, maybe after 100 years something would happen, right? Maybe. But when you do that same thing and you add it, the emotion, and you infuse the emotion and the excitement and the gratitude, now these 2 neurons are like, hey, let's be buddies. Let's be friends. Before they were just like, yeah, hi, how's it going? But now they're like, let's kiss, right? And you do that every day. That make-believe story that you're making up with your conscious mind, feeding to your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind, your subconscious is running the show, guaranteed. We know that. That's a fact. There's no 2 ways around it. You can't say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Look it up. Ask a neuroscientist. I can tell you some books to read. I can tell you some neuroscientists to follow. It's absolutely 100% true that we get what we unconsciously believe. And that, I mean, it's mind-blowing when you think about life and people who are in extreme poverty and people who are in extreme wealth. It's mind-boggling. And there's so much more to it because we have these wounds from childhood that we continue to try to compensate for. For example, if I grew up thinking that I was unworthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, all the reflections of my external world, my whole life, until I fix it, change it, upgrade it, up-level it, everything around me is going to project back to me, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. That's the message I'm getting because that's the make-believe message I had in my head. The subconscious mind is your captain of the ship. So it's like, okay, it's a GPS. This is where she told us to go. This is where we're going. But now we know we can go in and we can change. We can update the GPS. We can say, no. Turn left, dude. Nope, we're not going there anymore. This is Worthyville. Worthy, abundant, successful. And we feed that. We feed that with emotion, with imagery, with repetition. The subconscious mind is going to adjust the sails, adjust the steering wheel, and going to go, oh, okay. And then what's going to happen is before too long, I'm going to start seeing signs of land, like signs of, oh, wait, wow, what a compliment. I am worthy. Or, wow, where did that client come from? Out of nowhere, right? No. Do you get that? So I'm going to start seeing evidence that my make-believe is being projected outward. Even though I'm not aware of it, it's happening. It's happening, below my level of awareness. And now I'm seeing evidence of it. And then when I see the evidence of it, I'm grateful and I'm appreciating it. And my vibe is so high because, oh, look, I'm seeing signs of it. I'm getting synchronicities from the universe. These people are coming along. I'm getting this evidence. Yay. And I'm celebrating it. It's just going to expand and expand and expand. I'm going to get more and more and more of it. It's like a revolving belt. But no matter how you look at it, it goes this way too. So if I'm like, life sucks, there's never enough clients, the market is terrible, and I'm projecting that make-believe out, that's what I'm going to see all the time. I'm seeing it all the time. And then, of course, I react to it because it's like, oh my God, I cannot believe this client is so needy. Or, oh my gosh, this client wants me to cut my commissions. Or that agent is such a bullhead, right? We're feeding that machine, and now we're reacting to what we're feeding it. I have this conversation all the time. I imagine I always will. And maybe because I imagine it, I always am. Get that? So we're reacting to the things that we've already created that we don't like, which is the definition of insanity, when we know now, through scientific certainty, we know that we have the tools to absolutely reverse it. Let me make believe with the life that I want. Let me make believe with, for me, like best-selling books, happy, healthy life, right? The things that I want, I imagine that they're here, and I imagine it with intensity of emotion and with imagery and with certainty and faith. And that's what I do. And then I see things all the time. Calls come from out of nowhere. Opportunities pop up. Clients just say, hey, can you work with me? Right? It's so true. But we hear it like this and we're like, yeah, I don't know. I think I just need to sign up for Zillow. No, that's not what you need. You need to trust me enough to trust yourself. That's it. You don't have to like me or trust me at all, but trust yourself and try this out. And there's millions of books. You don't even have to read my books. There's millions of books about this. Neuroscience proves that if you imagine something enough with emotion and imagery and repetition, that you will start to see signs of it in your world. This is why I always recommend, and I provide for all my clients, hypnotherapy. Listen to hypnotherapy every night. Do guided meditation every day. Remember, when you're hitting the head with something you don't want out here, that you don't sit there and react to it for an hour. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so mad about this, blah, 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 blah. Say, okay, I somehow attracted this. Not going to worry about it now. Going to take care of it, whatever I got to do to take care of it. And then I'm going to move on. And I'm going to imagine the preference I would have. And we call this catch, release, revise. I'll do another video on that. But for right now, just say, I'll take care of what I want. I'm not telling anyone ever to stick your hand in the sand, especially if you're in real estate. We understand that time is of the essence, right? So if something's going on in a deal and it's like you're very reactive to it, and you know what reactive means, you're like, ugh, it's not going to solve any problems. You are going to be in a state of stress because cortisol hormones are, jetting through your body. Your prefrontal cortex shrinks and you can't think clearly. So the first thing you got to do is get that out of your body and then revise how you want it to go. Calm down, get grounded, take a deep breath or 2 or 4, and then imagine what you want the outcome to be with emotion and excitement and expectation. And then see what happens. Try this for yourself. I'm telling you, it works. The biggest challenge, and the reason that I coach in this, is because, number one, no one in real estate, I mean, maybe now there are more people teaching this kind of thing, but I assure you that when I first started real estate coaching 15 years ago, I was like the odd girl out. Like, what is she talking about? And now I'm seeing more and more, ninja that and whatever. And that's good. I like it. But just listen. This is the answer. It's not buying more leads. It's not getting a new website. You've got to take inspired action, but you've got to make believe what you want your outcome to be. That's the absolute most important thing. Does that make sense? Okay, and then I'll follow this up next week, and I'll do a video on the catch and release revise that I have designed and created, and I will give it to you for free because I'm nice. Okay, have a beautiful day, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.